I'm Bill Curtis for Investigative Reports. If it hadn't been for a home video camera, the Los Angeles riots might never have happened. Rodney King might well have been just another suspect arrested by the police. But a citizen with a camera was there as the police beat King, and the images recorded that night convinced many Americans that the officers involved deserved punishment. In the burst of rage that followed their acquittal, the flames of the riots lit up the night, and chaos ruled Los Angeles for 3 days. I was among the many reporters who rushed to cover that story, and home video cameras were there, too. Some citizens braved the flames and the snipers' bullets to capture the riots from the inside. Their cameras went where no crews could go, including the sidewalk at the notorious corner of 71st and Normandy, where it all began. Filmed by amateurs, sometimes a little unsteady, these shocking images tell the story as it has never been told before. And they help us understand, perhaps for the first time, the anatomy of a riot. By now, the image is all too familiar. The beating of Rodney King. On April 29th, 1992, the police officers who beat King are acquitted of all charges. We should warn you that what you are about to see is quite disturbing. This is where it all begins, 71st and Normandy. At approximately 4 o'clock, 1 hour after the police officers are acquitted, a call comes in to the 77th Street Police Division in South Central LA. Man being beaten, 71st and Halldale. 30 minutes later, another call. Officer needs assistance. What follows is the spark that sets off the greatest civil unrest in American history. The crowd is hostile, defiant, over what they believe is police brutality. Members of the LA street gang, the Crips, along with neighbors and friends, fight back. Police set up a perimeter to protect the arresting officers. But the police are outnumbered. Later, they will claim to have been unprepared for this magnitude of unrest. Officers try to keep the peace, but the anger and hatred of the crowd swells with each passing minute. Then the order comes down from Lieutenant Mike Mullen to leave the scene and regroup at the Riot Command Center. The crowd continues to taunt and berate the police as they retreat. With the police leaving, a reporter suddenly finds himself in harm's way. They demand his film. The order to leave the area will come under heavy criticism and will be investigated by federal authorities. LA Police Chief Daryl Gates will dismiss Lieutenant Mike Mullen. They seized the neighborhood. The victory celebration carries everyone to the busy intersection of Florence and Normandy. It's there at Florence and Normandy that the boldness and brutality of the mob would escalate unchecked, culminating in the infamous attack on truck driver Reginald Denny. We'll come back to the scene when Anatomy of a Riot returns, here on A&E. As night fell in South Central LA, the rioters were taking over the streets. The mob began to pull drivers out of their vehicles, and as we'll see, the police, outnumbered and unprepared, could do little more than watch. Florence and Normandy, late afternoon. A Volvo with a 7-month infant in the backseat is attacked. Neighbors watch as innocent people are made victims of the violence and hatred of the young, many of whom belong to street gangs. Outsiders are not welcome and pelted with rocks, street signs, any other ammunition that's handy. Members of the 71st Street Hustlers, a subgroup of the Crips, lead the assault. The fortunate turn their cars around to flee, but most are unsuspecting of the danger. Police drive through the intersection without stopping. It does little to deter the crowd. The crowd rages with hatred for police and anyone who does not belong. The violence escalates further as a motorist tries unsuccessfully to speed through the intersection. He barely manages to get away with his life. Again, police drive through the intersection without stopping, and again, they are ineffective. The crowd's sense of power grows. No one is safe now, and the mob attacks a local Korean-owned business.
Koreans on that mother anyway. Koreans on that mother.
The opportunity for looting brings more people into the unrest.
That's right. Bring out that shit.
Damian Williams is one of 4 people who will be arrested for their alleged actions here. Alicia Maldonado is caught in the intersection. She is pelted as Antoine Miller grabs her purse from the car. Henry Watson, his shirt apparently stained with blood, searches for victims. Takeo Hirata is on his way home from work. Rioters attack his car and bring it to a stop. He is beaten and robbed. Meanwhile, the looting goes on. Larry Tarvan is hit in the head with a rock. Rioters pull him from his truck and beat him. The crowd robs his truck as he lies in the road. No one helps him. With all that is happening, with all of America watching, police are never dispatched to the area. Later, they claim they had no means of communicating with the riot command center. Reginald Denny is pelted with objects through his window as he tries to pass through the intersection. Damian Williams is seen hitting him on the head with a brick. Henry Watson steps on his neck and head. Gary Williams delivers an exuberant flying kick. Some African Americans will compare the Denny beating to what happened to Rodney King. Some will consider the 4 men heroes. Most see them as thugs.
Right there on Florence and Normandy, you know how the cops just didn't even bother to do nothing? That's why nobody cares. They said, okay, since the cops didn't do nothing there, we're going to start it down here. That's how it all started.
So you've seen it grow?
Yeah, I was watching it when it was happening live, and then, oh, you know, I came outside and it was still going on, and everybody's like, hey, well, the cops don't care, come on, come on. And next thing you know, everything starts getting hit. It's because the reason the cops don't care.
This is South Central Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And this is Hispanic and African American?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get along well?
Yeah. So we got this from.
As dusk falls on Florence and Normandy, the intersection is looking more and more like a war zone. An ambulance and fire truck pass by the burning shop, unwilling to stop because of the danger. The looting and violence will continue for 3 days. It'll be almost 72 hours before peace is restored. All of central LA was now without light or power. Under cover of darkness, the violence and looting would continue. More when we return to Anatomy of a Riot here on A&E. So far, the rioters seen through the home video cameras have mostly been black. But the violence crossed all ethnic lines, as we'll see when police repel an angry mob from the doors of City Hall. What starts out as a peaceful demonstration against the Rodney King verdict at police headquarters soon escalates. The protest crosses ethnic boundaries and is directed against the police themselves. Officers, outnumbered by the protesters, fight to protect their headquarters. The angry demonstrators have moved into the streets around City Hall. The police can do little but watch. Unable to communicate with their command center, the police are left to function on the orders of field commanders. They push the crowd away from City Hall.
Vermont at 40th place, engine 11 on scene.
Witnesses report roving bands with Molotov cocktails. Others report seeing angry individuals setting fires at random. Police must be dispatched to protect the firemen from snipers.
Take the
Get right behind the truck. Slow down right here.
From Scotland. Acknowledging. Yes, for Riot 68, they've been told by OCD to respond to this location for an escort, and we need an escort for them.
Fireman Scott Miller, driving engine 35, is called to another fire. It will be his last. He is shot by a sniper and critically wounded. The firefighters are protected from the angry mob. A young family is caught in the middle. They're allowed to go home. Paramedics work to help a shooting victim hit by a sniper's bullet. There are over 65 sniper incidents reported.
Come on, Doc.
Queen 81,
Just blocks from Florence in Normandy is one of the deadliest areas. Over the 3 days of rioting, police will fire 88 rounds in shootouts with snipers. 10 young men will die. Police use a 6-ton armored vehicle to move a SWAT team in the area where a sniper is reported to be shooting. They search the area but don't find the sniper. Looting goes on through the night, many times right in the sights of the police. Two boys, caught innocently in the area, are relieved to be in the company of the police.
Coming off the Lakers game,
you know, the traffic was just going everywhere. And all of a sudden, my mom's Cadillac started overheating. The place we pulled over, they were looting, and we were trying to find cops. And finally, right before the engines died on us, we found cops. And there was all kinds of fires going on everywhere, people running. It was just crazy. We didn't stop. We ran through red lights and everything. We just tried to get to a police office or anywhere the cops were.
Those two boys were lucky, far luckier than many other citizens of riot-torn L.A. When we return to Anatomy of a Riot, we'll see how enraged African Americans vented their frustration on another minority, Korean American businessmen. As dawn came on the second day of the riots, the city struggled to regain control. But most city services were still out, and even the Central Command Post had limited communications with its field units. The Riot Command Post is still hampered in its ability to mobilize and contact those in the field. Commanders are limited to just 2 phone lines. There have been delays in contacting officers to report for their 12-hour shifts. All police, sheriff's deputies, firemen, and paramedics are dispatched from this secret command post. Shops and businesses, there are a few motorcycle policemen here, but there's nothing they can do but just let this shoe store, a store that advertises almost everything, burn. And burn it is. Heavy flames now. There are no fire engines, no firemen in sight. This is what Los Angeles is like. Young women block traffic in protest. Their dance is called the Rodney King. Well, we took a bottle in the window. There goes another one. There were a bunch of, and we're okay. You've got glass all over you. But there were a bunch of kids, teenagers, 18, 19, on the corner. They started throwing at a TV crew that was just across the street, and we were unfortunate enough to be in the line of fire. And we have smashed a window right here. Police stand by as looters take what they want.
Oh, they looting that building?
I just walked up. Here's that way.
Police come. Come on.
A line is mobilized to push everyone up the street.
Oh, guys going to continue not to arrest these people?
How long does it keep glamorizing?
I'm not glamorizing.
Oh, wait, that way.
Are you guys the A shift or the B shift?
Hey.
How many hours you been here?
No. No, we just came on this morning, about 4 o'clock.
How many hours was the other shift on?
Just probably a full 24.
Is this going to end?
Pardon me?
I used to be a fireman, but you're battling these odds.
I sure hope so. I mean, the way it looks like, it's going to be going on for quite a while.
The police are riding with you guys, or what?
Yeah, they're pretty much like all last night and today. There's police escorts everywhere, wherever we go.
Well, smoke diver, you just making sure nobody's inside there, or do you have to turn off some gas? Or?
No, we didn't touch the gas. We're just getting everything out.
Have you had enough of this, or you just come on, right?
Just came on, but we're getting an education.
Firefighters grew tired. They have fought over 300 blazes.
You guys know why they're burning these, first it was commercial, now it's residential.
Good question. Doesn't make much sense. No rhyme or reason.
All across the city, from Long Beach and downtown to the west side, fires are being set. When we return to Anatomy of a Riot here on A&E, we'll see how looting spread like a criminal epidemic through the paralyzed city. The presence of cameras, reporters, or even police seemed to have no effect on the hundreds of thieves who treated the riots as a holiday from law and order. National Guard was deployed to establish control throughout LA. The looting and mayhem continued. And as flames continued to devour hundreds of buildings, citizens tried to add their efforts to those of the exhausted firemen. Of all the communities hit by the unrest, Korean Americans are hit the hardest. They feel the police are unwilling to help them, so they're left to help themselves. President Bush will call on the FBI and the Border Patrol to help the Korean American community. Their losses are estimated at over $400 million. While looters of pawn shops take guns and electronics, some seem to be looting simply because everyone else is. Hi. Here, talk to me. Have you ever done this before?
No.
What's happening and what are you doing?
We're looting.
Now, you know that you're looting.
Yes.
Now, you know that's not right, don't you?
Yeah, but still, we need some of the stuff, so we getting it.
Wait. We need some of the stuff.
Yeah.
You probably saw other people getting it and you came down to get yours.
I mean, this ain't our store. I mean, we burning up the Korean store. They don't need to be in our neighborhood, so.
This is a Korean store, I see. That's why it's burned and all the others are standing.
Yep.
Oh, I see. Why don't you like the Koreans?
Cause I don't know. It's not that they don't give us respect. They never gave us respect moving in the neighborhood in the beginning.
How are you? Really?
Yep.
Well, do you approve of this?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just here to get what I can get and leave.
Thank you.
I'm looking for jeans.
How are you?
Hey, what up, what up?
Hey, tell me.
Hey, man, hey, it's on, man. Hey, you know, it's on. When they let the white boys go, man, they knew this shit was gonna happen. It's a black thing. Man, it's on, man. It's on. Hey, man, I got my shit here. I got to go.
Yeah, you don't look like a looter.
No, man, I'm trying to get mine, man. I'm trying to get mine. It's survival out here, brother. Hey, peace. I got to go.
For many, the civil unrest is devastating to life and limb. The final toll will be 60 dead, over 3,000 injured.
You know, look at this here. So we loving everything here, right? No, we can't imagine this one.
We're gonna claim the insurance, but I don't know how much they pay, and anyway, we lost a lot.
So, do you think you're gonna come back here and open a store, or you're gonna go?
No, we don't want anymore. We're gonna leave.
Where are you going to go?
Not this area. No black people area.
These signs may have helped save these businesses. Bank of America, however, is an outsider. A group of people want the money inside. When they're unable to get into the vault, they set the money on fire.
There's money.
Of all the looters arrested, 4% will show previous criminal arrest records. The crowd is watching as if it were a game. The looters run back and forth, stealing. The fires seem endless all over Los Angeles. Firemen must endure 18 and 20-hour shifts fighting the flames. Their fatigue is evident as they lose their grip. Night comes, and the skies are lit up again by the flames that are burning Los Angeles. Neighbors band together in a volunteer fire brigade. But their hose can't take the pressure.
Get some hoses! Get some hoses!
Unable to fight the fire, they cool off with the last drops. Tonight, the flames have won again.
Yeah, something about justice was different. I mean, be smart, you guys.
Stop and think about it. Look at how many people are going to be without jobs.
Yeah, right now.
Look at how many people, man. That's bad, but they don't got to burn no thing. They don't got to burn anything,
They don't have
bro.
to burn. They don't have to.
What about if you were working there, man? What about if you were working there? What you going to do? What about if you worked there, man? You don't got a job no more, man.
This system is disgraceful.
That has nothing to do with the system, man.
Yeah, what do you mean?
What about if you were working there right now? You don't got a job anymore, right? How are you going to support your family? See, that's bad, York. That's bad. You know who's going to pay for that? Us, man.
That's right.
We're going to pay for that. Nobody else but us, man.
Insurance companies paid out $750 million to cover the destruction in Los Angeles. Almost 5,000 businesses were damaged or destroyed in 3 fiery days. While promising aid, California was immediately bogged down in its own financial crisis, and federal assistance programs quickly became mired in red tape and congressional debate. In a highly publicized move, LA Mayor Tom Bradley put former baseball commissioner Peter Uberoth at the head of a nonprofit agency called Rebuild Los Angeles. Frustrated community leaders demanded financial help from the public sector, but Rebuild Los Angeles has been relying on corporate America. The agency has gradually convinced major companies to invest millions in LA's neglected inner city. But even the optimists admit the reconstruction will be painfully slow. I'm Bill Curtis. Join us next week for another edition of Investigative Reports here on A&E.